Hello, I'm Dragos, and in this video we are going to check out Cloudbot. If you don't know, in the last days Cloudbot took the internet by storm because everyone is talking about it, and even created MacBook Mini M4 Pro shortages because most of the people out there it's using Cloudbot with their Mac Mini, so they can control it and have access to their files. And in this video we are going to check what Cloudbot can do. I will tell you my opinion about it because I am using it for about 7 or 8 days, and we're going to see how it can help us and what are the steps to have it installed on a VPS servers and have it work for us 24/7 and help us with the daily tasks that we have or just chatting with it. And first of all, this is their website, and in here you have all the details that you need about Cloudbot. This is an open source project, and lately it received a lot of love because it is doing the things that others were not able to create. So basically this is like an assistant with memory that can link with any LLM out there, and it can use the plans that you already have, like Google Gemini, like Anthropic, like Codex from OpenAI, like ZAI coding plans, Minimax, and Copilot, and so on. So basically you can configure Cloudbot to work with any LLMs that you want with subscriptions. It has chat capabilities that integrates with everything. It integrates with WhatsApp, iMessage, Telegram, Slack. I have it installed with Slack. It has skills to work with things like browsers. It can create animations, videos for you. It can control coding agent and so on. So basically it can do everything. It has schedules, so you can ask it to remind you things. It integrates with Gmail, with everything. So it's like a personal assistant that can help you control everything in there. And in here I created some slides with some details so you can see the power of Cloudbot. So if you are on Twitter, maybe you heard of this, and everyone is putting in there their success stories. So some of the success stories on Twitter related to Cloudbot are like this. Someone granted some money, basically $100, and in one night he managed to triple the money in there with betting on 15 minutes Bitcoin. I mean, this is what some of the tweets are telling in there. So others are telling that it linked it with their Gmail accounts and it managed to clean up their inbox and sort it like 10,000 emails easily without a problem. Others tells that it is using it as a cold email master. So basically it is linking it with Gmail, and it is asking it to send emails, to reply to emails, and do things like that because it has integration with Gmail, and you can use it like that. Coding agents, so it has skills that can help you control the coding agents that you have installed on your Mac machine or your VPS. And it has also social media skills with the browser controls. Basically you can tell it to take control of your social media accounts and go there and do posts in Twitter, in LinkedIn, do replies to comments, do analysis and things like that. So basically this is just scratching the surface of what Cloudbot can do, and these are some use cases that some of the community use it for. Of course there are more. And basically where you can host this Cloudbot, you have the options to buy a Mac Mini M4 that it costs $600, or host it on a Linux VPS or a virtual machine that you may have, or maybe even in Docker if you want to do that. We're going to use a Linux machine for this because they are cheap, and with Hasner you only need to pay for $5. Why some of the community in online it's using the Mac Mini root? because it has access to iMessage. So you can configure iMessage in there, and you can use the Mac iMessage to chat with the Cloudbot. You can run local LLM models if you want in a Mac Mini, so that's why some of them are choosing this. The idea is that you don't need to pay for monthly cost, and it also integrates with other Mac apps that you may have in there. So that's why most are choosing to use the Mac Mini M4. And the other thing is that it has access to all the application and things that you want to use, because it's already on your Mac and you can configure everything in there. So it can easily access your files and the things that you want, and you have like a desktop desktop to these installations that you can use with Mac Mini. And others are choosing the Linux VPS because having this on a Mac Mini, it can even have like security concerns, because if you grant access to everything, then if someone is doing prompt injections and I don't know, have access to this bot for you, it will have access to everything that you have in that Mac Mini. And that's why it's better to use a VPS and store the details in there, because in case something happens, it will not have access to all the things that you have on to your life. Some of them are also creating separate Gmail accounts for it to work with and not have access to the Gmail accounts that it is live and it has all the details about you. So yeah, these are the two options. And of course there is Docker that can be used to have it in an isolated container. Okay, next, how it's working. So yeah, basically it is using LLMs and it's using memory engines with context. Basically it has some files in there with user details, with Sol, that it will tell it how to be, and it can be enhanced with modular skills and cron tab tasks. I already have it installed and we're going to see some of this. Okay, yeah, security is very important with this, because imagine if someone access your, let's say, I don't know, maybe WhatsApp or maybe Slack or the other providers that you are configuring in there to work with, then it will have access to everything. If, for instance, you're telling it to use your, let's say, YouTube details to, I don't know, post on YouTube or Twitter or LinkedIn, or I don't know, you grant him access to bank account details, then it can be quite bad. And that's why security is an important aspect, and you need to restrict the details to it. You need to put it maybe in a Docker sandbox or in a VPS server. For this you need to use encryption, and you need to not provide him detailed information with money accounts. And from my point of view, you don't need to grant him access to your live things right now, because until this is more stable, you may have security problems if someone breaks into this, or in case it is doing like prompt injection and it tell it to do certain things that you will not be aware of. So you need to be very careful when you're using this, because it can possibly have a big impact on your life if someone breaks in and have access to everything that you are sharing with this bot. And yeah, these are some commands that you can use, like Cloudbot onboard configurer, going to see this, cron list to see the list to schedule things, status to check the status, doctor to provide the details, security audit to tell you the security problems that you may have, because this is using some ports to have access to this and so on. And in here I will install it, and I'm using this with the Gemini subscription from Google because it's free, so you can use the Gemini 3 Flash for free. And in here you see that I've chat a lot with this. I tell it to create some automated scripts that sends every day some news for me. Yeah, things like that. I schedule some things in here. I've let him control my control my VPS with details. I tell him to auto update. So yeah, I mean, I didn't provide him access again to my emails and important things right now because I want to see how this plays off. And basically what I need him to do right now is just to help me with various things. And I test this in the beginning with the ZAI coding plans. So if you don't know, ZAI, it has some coding plans that are affordable, and I'm already on their max plan. And you see in here that for a quarter, like 3 months, you can start with $8, and for a year you can start with I don't know, under $300. And yeah, I mean, you can use this with the ZAI, but right now I've configured this to work with Gemini CLI because it's faster. So the Google models are faster than the ZAI ones, are smarter from my point of view, and it are offering a bigger context. So yeah, in here you see that basically you can chat with it like a friend, and you can install various skills for this that can help you do things. We're going to check also that. And I tell him to update, to send me reminders with things. So for instance, in here you see that he sent me the scheduled things, and I told him to provide me the latest news from tech, some video ideas. This is not very complex things created because the prompt is not that good. And I have linked this with the Brave API to have web access for this and search, but you can add various things. So yeah, I mean, I'm just chatting with it. So if you're going to ask it something, how are you, you're gonna see that he should respond with the details. And in here I have the profile created. So you see that it's hot, it responded fast. So what are the important news from today? Okay, and you can ask it what are top processes, like this, and basically he will queue up the messages and it will go and run them one by one. And here you see that it is providing me the tag news because I've told him about this, and then it provided me the details about the CPU usage that it's on that VPS server. And if you are going to check it in here you see that I have it installed, and I've run some commands from the one that we've seen in there with status and things like that to see the details. In here you see that it is using Gemini 3 Flash. You can also add a fallback model, so in case something happens with Gemini Flash, for instance, you can add a flashback model in here. So in case, yeah, it is like a backup. So Cloudbot status, like this. It will provide you the details with the status about this if I type it right. Yeah, and this is just to show you. So right now you see in here that it's just providing you the session with the details. It's connected to Slack right now. I tried it with Discord. We are going to install it and see the details. You see in here that you have some security concerns of how it's working with Discord mainly, because you need to straighten this thing up. Everything is running and it's working right now. It is using this port, and yeah, you can protect it with firewall just to be sure in here. And yeah, I mean, if we're going to check the Gemini status like this, so you can see how much token it used. So I have configured this yesterday, so it has about 24 hours. You are gonna see that, for instance, in 24 hours with, like, let's say usage, you see that I have like 82 still available to use it with this. So I'm using it right now with Gemini 3 Flash. So we're going to see how you can configure this and use it in Telegram. So this will be a quite long video, I think, but yeah, I hope it worth it. So right now we're going to see how we can install this on a VPS server. So in here I've created an article with everything that you need to know about Cloudbot. And what we're going to do is we're going to install it and configure it to work with Telegram, because it's the easiest way to configure this with. And I'm not using Telegram for anything, I will just gonna use it for this. And for a VPS server, I will gonna choose Hasner for this, because they're offering good options and they are very affordable. In here, I will create a server like this. This is their interface. And in here you have the options to choose the cost optimize. And basically for the cost optimize, let's go in the Nuremberg. In here, you can choose the 2 virtual CPU and 4 GB of RAM. This should be enough. And this should cost under $5 or about $5 if you convert this. And I will choose Ubuntu for this. I will enable IPv4. I will choose a SSH key. If you don't have an SSH key, you can go and create an SSH key with this. I will enable the firewall, so basically in here I will tell it only to allow access to my ports like 8443 and SSH 22. And in here I will just grant it a name. I will put it Cloudbot like this. And the idea, if you want to straighten the things out in here, I didn't put this into the article, but if we're going to check the deploy install, I will gonna show you some things. I will not gonna do this in here. So basically, if you want to straighten a server up, you can create a user like this, where you can add it on the sudo and have this run it on there, and then like this, add it to sudo with no password, and then you copy the SSH key for this, and basically you are using this user to log in and configure everything. I will let us add a link to this article in there, and you are limiting the root logins for this. And the other things that you can do in here, add swap and install CrowdSec. So basically, for the one that doesn't know, CrowdSec, it's protecting your server. It's like something like fail to ban, which is more advanced because it's using the community list in there. And in this way, you will be able to protect your server or so for SSH brute force attacks. And in here, I have all the details that you need to do to have this configured. So if you want, you can also do it like this. So you can just configure your server with all of these things, so you have it protected, and run Cloudbot on a different user that you can configure to be like this. So I guess we're going to create it like this to install it as secure as possible. So if you grant it more access to have like a protected way to have it run it in there. So let's see if the server is installed. So Cloudbot is installed right now. So we're going to connect to this, and we're going to connect it with SSH. And in here I will put the root. Okay, so right now we have a VPS server that can be used for installing Cloudbot on it and have it up and running with everything. And let's go and create the installation. Again, I will not run the details in here. I've already created a detailed video of how you can secure your VPS server with all of these things, and you can go and check that video. I'll let the details in the description, and you can go till the part where you are creating everything, and then you just move on, install this. So to install it, we're going to run these commands in here. So basically this will install nodes and everything. And I will install node first with all the details, and then I will run this. Let me paste this. So basically what this will do, it will update the OS to have it to the latest version, and it will install node in here, node 22. So we can have it set up. The installation should already set these things up for us, but I wanted it to do it manually before to have node installed at global level, so it can use other things in case it needs it. So this should take 1 or 2 minutes to finish. It shouldn't take a lot. So yeah, I mean, if you're not technical, this thing can be quite scary for you, but it's not that complicated. You're just telling it to run like this, and maybe in the future I will create a detailed tutorial how you can run this in Dogploy, because you have also this option just to use Dogploy for everything with Docker to run it, and this way it's really isolated. Yeah, but right now I'm just using a VPS server because in there I have a lot of things that are configured, like agents with Codex and Gemini and so on. And yeah, I mean, we're going to configure this with Gemini CLI. I hope I will be able to configure everything from scratch, and this would be easy for you to just go and install it. Okay, so right now we should have Node installed in here. Maybe, I don't know. Let's be sure. Okay, Node it's there, or the repository is there. Node.js will be installed right now. Okay, Node it's installed, and right now we're just going to go and run this command, and basically this will install everything for you and will set up everything for you. Again, right now I'm in the root user, and I am doing this because this is a VPS server. So you see that right now Node, it says that it's installed, Git it's installed, and it's installing the Cloudbot, and this should be quite fast. And again, we're going to go and configure everything. Okay, yeah, it's taking a little to have it installed. Let's put it like this, maybe you can see better. So right now it is installed, and it's starting the onboarding. Okay, you just accept this, that this is a powerful thing, and I will choose the quick start in here, and in here you see that you will have first the model provider that you want to use with this, and in here you have the options to choose Google, and again you can use the OpenAI in here with their Codex plans, Anthropic with Codex CLI. In here basically they are not letting you do this Cloud Code CLI, and you need to be careful to not have your account banned. Minimax, which again it's a very good model, the owner of this is recommending it. Queen, Google Copilot, OpenRouter to have access to their free models, ZAI with their coding plan, OpenCode Zen. Yeah, you have a lot of things. Let's go and choose Google for this, and in here I will gonna use Google Gemini CLI authentication. Okay, it needs to have the Gemini CLI installed, and we're going to do it like this. We're gonna install it. I was already having it installed in my case, and we're going to run the onboard after again, so we can have the details. So right now it's installing the Gemini CLI for us. Okay, so Gemini is installed. Let me also authenticate with Gemini to have everything set up in here, and then we are gonna go and run again the onboard so we can set up. So log in with Google like this. Okay, and I will just copy this thing. I will choose the account. Okay, so right now I am logged in with Google CLI. I will exit this. I see this had a problem. Okay, so I have logged in again, and right now we're going to go and run the onboarding again with install daemon, so we can set this up. Okay, quick start, Gemini CLI, and right now it should see the details, and to link this we're just going to do like this. Okay, and I will copy this URL in there because this is having all the details, And right now we are going to choose the model for this, so I'm recommending the Flash preview because it's quite fast and you have generous limit in here. I'll hit like this. Right now we are going to select the channel that we're going to use for this. And again, you have a lot of things like Telegram, WhatsApp, Discord, Google Chat, Slack, Signal. And I will gonna use Telegram for this because I have it installed. And in here it will tell us what to do directly. Enter Telegram bot token. So let me copy this and open Telegram in here. And this is Telegram, and in here I will just search like this for botfather. And this is botfather. You need to be careful because you have a lot of things in here that it's resembling with it. And just use the botfather like this. Okay. And right now run. Okay. It will tell you to run new bot, and I will do that. New bot like this. So how we are going to call it? I will gonna call it bit12 test bot, bit12 bot. Okay, bit12 bot, it's like this, and right now this is the token for this. Okay, and right now you will be prompted to go and configure new skills. Okay, show homebrew install command. No. In here, how you can install skills, npm, ban, and so on. I'm gonna use npm because it's the most used one. And in here you have the skills for this. So you see one password to have access to your password, Apple Notes, Bear Notes, and some skills in here. These are for Google to control the Google Gmail calendar and so on. Let's see. Nano Banana Pro to create images, Obsidian, video frames. And yeah, you have like some skills, but you have access to other skills that you can install. So basically you can use whatever skill you want in here. And for instance, choose if you want to go and transcribe from audio to text, you have access to OpenAI, but you need to put their key in here. 11 Labs for having voice assistants. Basically this can speak for you, it can call for you if you're thinking like this. Someone told that it use it to reserve a WhatsApp. Okay, let's see. Maybe I will enable this because maybe in the future I want to use it with this. Bird. This is for Twitter reading things, Twitter CLI. So if you want to grant it access, so you hit space and then you hit enter after you choose the ones, and it will go and install it. Install Bird. In here you see that it wants some API keys. Places no. Gemini API key for Nano Banana Pro in case you want to generate images. OpenAI key for the OpenAI image generation, for the Whisper, 11 Labs. So you need to have all of these details. Enable hook skill for now. You see in here that session memory, new command. I will ask to do the session memory. Command logger to have a central audit file and everything. Right now the gateway it installed. Okay, and right now it will ask you to just go and provide him some details about you. I will gonna use the hatchet in TUI like this, and you see that it's using the Nano Banana, and in here you have some details. I am Dragos and I am an YouTuber with Web12 YouTube channel. You are Bit12 bot who helps me use hook emoji. And yeah, I provided it some details so it can know the things about me. And then we are going to go and see how we can access this from Telegram. I never used Telegram for this. I hope it will work. Okay, so in here is just the chat that it's working with. This is the Cloudbot TUI. For this you see that it's working right now. It's using a context like this. And help me set up Telegram. Let's see just what it tells. Provided the token. Let's see. I'm just asking in this. Let's go and see in here where I have Telegram. Okay, Discord, Slack, WhatsApp, Telegram. Okay, search for this to send any message to your user ID. Let's see. I've opened in here the Bidoze bot. Okay, I have already the Telegram in here, pairing code. And we can run this command in here with the pairing code for this. So we don't need to do anything. So I have exit and I will pair Telegram like this. Yeah, it's easier to set up Telegram. Slack wasn't too difficult, but I think it's easier. Okay, so right now this should work. Are you there? Yeah, there should be, but let's see if he is able to chat with us. So I'm here, I'm Bidoze bot, your company of Webdoze channel. I see the Telegram connection, it's working perfectly. Okay, let's see if can tell us something about this VM. Remind me in 1 minute to create a video. Yeah, I mean, right now you just chatted with it. I just wanted to show you that it's working. I don't know if this thing has web search enabled. Basically, if we're going to check the hub for this, let's see if it does something. You see that it's typing. I'm typing. So this is the Bidoze test bot. Okay, it is taking his time. Maybe it's creating a script or something. It doesn't know about the cron jobs on this. So let's see the hub for this. So if you want to see the capability, you have the Cloud Hub. And basically in here you will have all the skills. And if we're going to check the skills that this can use, you will gonna see that you will have a lot of skills in here. So you see it has the security check right now, YouTube Watcher, Agent Mail, Whisperer, LinkedIn CLI, XAI Grok, Web Search Plus in here, Cloud Code Usage, and yeah, everyone is developing skills for this, so you can add a lot of things in here, like front-end designer, Reddit, video things with Obsidian and Banana. We've seen this, Google Workspace, GitHub. So basically, if you want to use this with GitHub to fetch things, do things for you, Cloud Hub, Brave Search. So in here you see that I've configured in the previous one Brave Search for this. I don't know if it has access to search right now. Right now I see it is not doing anything. Are you there? Let's see if he's alive. And of course you can go and in here run Cloudbot status to see the details for this. And right now it will run the status, and you see that it's using the Gemini Flash. You see that it has one session. In here you see the token usage for this. In here you see the security. You have only 2 warning. Trust proxy, it's empty. And in here is the directory where this is run. It's using mod 755, and so you should use 700. So these are not big concerns. Okay. And right now you can see the Cloudbot doctor, for instance, and this will gonna check if the details are installed correctly in here. I see that he doesn't want to chat with me. I see it. Tighten permission. Okay. maybe the token has expired. Let's see, right now it is done the details. You see the plugins in here, skills. You can run different commands also if you want to have a more detailed security audit deep like this. It will tell you if there are any problems. We're gonna check to see after if it's working or not. So right now it is only with that proxy thing, so this is quite secure. But again, you will need to create a different OS users and run the other things if you want to completely secure it. Let's see. Hello, you want to respond with me or to chat with me? I see it's not that eager. Are you up? Let's check Gemini in here. I see that with Telegram this thing it has a problem. That's like this, and you see that it's using from my Flash thing, Flash preview. Okay, let's see how we can restart. Cloud restart gateway. Let's go into in here because Google doesn't know it. You see gateway probe. In here you have the details. Let's see gateway restart, because right now he doesn't want to chat with us and we need to see gateway restart. Let's see, it's after the restart it's working. Okay, so right now it restarted the gateway. Hello, it looks like maybe it's typing. So you see that these things are not that straightforward and you may have problems with this. I didn't have this kind of problems with Slack, for instance, but Telegram, I see it's not willing maybe. Okay, so it is awake right now. Okay, what? You see that it took all the conversation that it created, and in here I will just latest news and news from tech. Can you provide them? I'm just chatting with it right now to see that it's working. So I needed to restart the gateway. Maybe something happened in there and gateway it remained stuck. Again, this is at beginning and you may experience some problems with it. Not everything is perfect and you should be aware of this. That's why you should first test this on a VPS or anything like that. Again, right now, let's see what he's telling us about the latest news, because it will need to go and search online, and to provide the details it will need to go and take some time to provide us all the details. And right now you see that it's typing something, so it's not stuck. Okay, and he went and provided me the details. You seen the date, but it took some time to create this, so it took about 3 minutes to finish. Yeah, because it searched the internet and formatted everything. So we can ask it, for instance, in here, what are the top processes running, what are the folders using most space. For instance, I'm just asking it some details so you can see how it's working and if he is able to provide you the details. You see that right now it's 9 AM in here, and let's see when he will send us these details. Again, you can configure this with ZI if you want. And in here, if we're gonna run status until it finishes, you're gonna see that the context, it increased in size. You see in here the token usage right now. And yeah, Telegram should be okay. But it's taking some time to chat with this through Telegram. So maybe it will be better to explore other ways like Discord or Slack. So in here you see that he provided me the top processes in here, and yeah, it took 1 minute to run this, and he created a nice, let's say, layout for us in here with copy, and it's very nice. And right now I have asked him to check the folders with most space, so this will gonna run some commands on the VM, and it will take time to finish running and check all the files in there with the top files that exist and so on. But yeah, meanwhile maybe we can check some details in here, and in here you see that you have a folder with cloud, and basically in this folder you will find the details, and in here you will see that you have some folders that were gonna be used by this. So if we're gonna check them, let's check the sol. Okay, in here it tells about the details. Who is he? User. Let's see. So you can alter these files, so you can provide him a personality. And it provided the details with the most files that are used. Again, it took 1 minute to run. Again, this is taking some time because it's running OS commands, and it needs time to finish. Again, in here, yeah, so basically in here you will have also the memories. When the memory is enabled, can you record this in memory? You have scheduled jobs with your cron. Yeah, I mean, I'm just typing the details in here. And yeah, in here you have memories, in here you have the tools that he has access. Okay. Yeah, you can ask him, for instance, details about weather and other things. You see, tools. You can add the details in here with other things if you want. Cameras, yeah. Some skills. Heartbeat. Yeah, this is for internal things. And agents. You see in here, agents, it's telling the details about other things. So memory, to read the memory, in here it will have the memory details. You see. So in case you need to modify something, you can go and check these files, and you can modify them to customize it as you like. In here you see that it is quite big. Basically this is how it's working. Okay, Gemini. Let's see the stats with these conversations that we have. Okay, so you see that you still have 92 with this free plan that I have. So we can start using this for free. Again, he recorded a memory for us. It took about 2 minutes to finish with the details, but if we're going to check them, let me exit this. In here you'll see the memory thing, and it added the today memory with what we'd discuss in here, tech news, yeah, and the space, CPU, and things like that. Right now this it's I don't know, quite slow. I don't know, it's because of the VPS, Gemini, or the bot, but if we're going to chat with the one that I have in here, this is for Twitter that I've told it. How are you? What scheduled jobs you have? Let's see if it's faster. My Cloudbot on Slack. Maybe there is a problem with Gemini, which is slow, and that's why it's not that responsive. I see this one is not wanting to chat with me also. So I guess there is a problem with Gemini. Let me open Thermix status. Okay, doctor. This is on my main one. I just wanted to see. No, I don't want you to update. Refresh. So I guess the token it's not there anymore. Okay, and let's see. Yeah, it can't create the cron, maybe doesn't know how to access it, but you can explain it, you can provide him that. Okay, so after the re-authentication to Google, you see that right now it's working. So that this is one downside with Google, because it's, yeah, it needs re-authentication, but it's free. Okay, what are the running processes on this VM? I'm just asking to see if it's faster with Slack and the other VM I have. In there I'm using the Gemini Pro, maybe it's faster. That's why you see that these responses are very fast in there with Slack and with Gemini Pro subscription that I have. So yeah, I mean, this is Cloudbot. The video it's about 1 hour. I hope you've seen some details, some limitations on how it's working, and yeah, what you can do with it. And in here, for instance, how we can schedule jobs with you. For instance, you see that you can ask him things. This one, it already has memory with how we schedule things, because I've told him. And if we're going to check for implementation, you will have in here cron like this, and in here you'll see that you have the cron command that you can run. And for instance, if you're gonna run this cron command on something that I have, cron list like this, you're gonna see that I have some cron jobs, and in here you see that yeah, this basically it's his internal cron. And like this, it's working. Okay. Yeah. In 2 hours, you see that it's recurring task management. It's using this cron thing for this. And yeah, right now, my cron tool. You can just chat with it and provide him skills to work with. Yeah, I think this it's working the best with Gemini Pro subscription if you have it. Again, I'm not sure if Telegram, it's slow, because in Slack I'm not seeing this. I've just configured Slack for this because I'm using Slack on other projects, and that's why. And yeah, I mean, I hope you enjoyed the video. It wasn't too long and you understand more about Cloudbot and some details. And in case you did that, please don't forget to like and subscribe.